Oh, it's warm out today. I'm happy to be here. Andy, hi. Good afternoon. We need to talk about my plans. I saw you messaged more details. They're in. I'm not the best plant mom, but I don't know. They do need some love. You have to look at what you said about fertilizer. I also have so much to tell you guys, but we gotta wait for the rest of the class, because if not, this video is just gonna be me repeating myself. How was your weekend? Mm. Yeah, it's here too. It's very warm. I actually had a little bit of heat exhaustion this weekend at the wedding I had. So I ended up having to leave halfway through the reception, but it's okay. I'm fine. This heat's not a joke. See how long I make it out here. It's so peaceful. Unfortunately, you can hear the neighbor's air conditioning about as loud as you can hear the birds. Actually, Andy, I have some plant food. It's buried in this box over here underneath a big plant that I have to move. But I will get it out, and maybe not right now, but I'll get it out, and I'll either message you or I'll show you tomorrow or when I see you next, and see what you think of this stuff. Because I have plant food. I really just don't use it that often. I don't ever remember how often to use it, or if everybody gets it, and if everybody can have the same thing, because I have different types. Definitely have some stuff to learn when it comes to stepping up my gardening. Man, those air conditioners are loud. The plants outside, I fertilize sometimes, I remember. I really just need to prioritize it, if I'm being honest. It's just another thing I need to reprioritize. It's incense, my friend. It smells amazing. But hi, F&G, how are you? Hey Bobby, how are you? Good morning. The weekend was alright. I was out of town, that's why I wasn't online. I really wanted to be here. Not here, but I wanted to be online Saturday and Sunday if possible, especially because I was in a new location and I thought that would be fun. But on Saturday, there was absolutely no internet, so that just wasn't an option. And on Sunday, there wasn't time, so we're back today. F&G, can I ask you how old you are? I'm just curious. Oh, is that, yeah. Oh, yes, you are trying. Bobby, how was your weekend? What did you have going on? See the helicopter. I can't. My godbrother. Yeah, that's why I asked him how old he was. I think that's why he's trying, maybe. Just might be young. Yes, my love, it's incense. Yeah, and Andy, I will let you know what I'm using. I have liquid fertilizer that I think I'm just supposed to add to the watering pot every now and then, but I have a couple different kinds that seem to be for different growing stages, and some are specific for like vegetables, and I don't know if I can use that in the indoor plants and that kind of stuff. So, oh, there's just a bird. That's nice, Bobby. Local football. Yeah, I just had this wedding all weekend, which it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. It was outside the entire time though, and it was a family wedding, and I was very involved, and so I was basically outside from 6:30 a.m. until I think about 8 p.m. when I finally left. It's about 14 hours, and we are in a heat wave, and it's just crazy. Hi, Jen. I'm not sure what that quote is from, but thank you for sharing. Yeah, this wedding was extremely warm, and I ended up getting, there was 3 of us that had to leave because of the heat at some point. Like, we were showing signs of heat exhaustion, and thankfully there's several nurses in my family which had kind of anticipated this and had things at the ready to help people out, but also were prepared to tell people like me that it didn't matter, that it was a family wedding. I had to go home because I was not dealing with the heat well. But other than that, it was really nice. Adding to it. Hey, Mark. Well, that's okay, Jen. You're still welcome here. Honestly, Bobby, my sister-in-law's a nurse, and it is life-saving. Like, it is so wonderful. I'm so grateful for her all the time. All the time. Not only just for, like, being able to help us out whenever needed, but, like, just knowing that she's taking care of my brother and that she's close to my dad, and just, they're amazing. Okay, thank you, Andy. That makes me feel better. I promise to fertilize my plants. I will do it. I'll get the fertilizer out. I need to clean this one off, and I have some that I need to like neem oil out here. I'll fertilize. Yeah, the nurses all had liquid IVs, which, if anyone's not familiar, they're these packets that you add to water that have electrolytes, potassium, sodium. Potassium and sodium the same thing, and a few other things to really help like rehydrate in emergency situations. And then they also, I didn't know this, but brought really sugary lemonade, and that makes a really big difference. I didn't realize that you needed sugar when dealing with heat exhaustion, and so that was wild. But after I left and I, did all of that, I felt fine, and I feel fine today, which is cool. But like, it was just really unexpected. I knew I was going to be outside all day, but I just did not expect to have such a reaction. It was like 95 Fahrenheit, and I think the feels like temperature was above 100 something, and I got cold at one point at like 7 p.m. or so when it was 100 degrees. I got like I started getting cold chills, and that's when my sister-in-law was like, "You're going home right now because if you are cold in 100-degree Fahrenheit, you are done with the heat." Hi, Steve. It's good to see you. I didn't know sugar either about that, Bobby. Steve, my channel is called Logically Free Spirited, and I do long form content as well as do these morning lives where I just kind of write and revive and restart the day. And we talk about all sorts of topics relating to science and spirituality and metaphysics and consciousness and esotericism and anything like that I find fascinating. Dreams, all sorts of things. I mean, sometimes we talk about plants and we talk about all sorts of stuff, but the purpose of the channel is to be free-spirited and open-minded with all topics, but to remain logical and grounded and rooted so that you don't get carried away or lost in the sauce or start falling for something that maybe isn't true. So that's the purpose of the channel, but it's still a baby channel. I'm still growing, brand new. I really started taking the channel seriously when I started dissecting a podcast about telepathy, and I only have one more episode of that series before I start branching off into other scientific topics and conversations, and I'm really excited and also very nervous. And then I do a lot of these kinds of live videos just to have these conversations more casually, but also to share the sound of the birds and the morning sun and my coffee and my writing, and hopefully start or end people's days in a calm and peaceful and chill space, or maybe it's a midday break. That's kind of the thought process right now of the channel. And thank you for the glasses. I wear glasses a lot. You'll see them a lot if you stick around. Hi, Ari. Hi, Mingo. It's nice to see you guys. I'm so grateful everyone's here today. Oh, Mark, I didn't see you in the comments also. Hi. I'm really happy to see everyone this morning. It's a busy Monday. Oh no, my phone's in the sun. We have to move you. Just a little. You good there? This heat, my phone will overheat so fast if I keep it in the sun. Move my fire. strong, buddy. Okay, come here, buddy. I am. Come here. Alright, buddy. Okay, buddy. Yes, you. Sick puppy. I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, buddy. Just a minute, guys. Gotta go check on what that was. Here. Now you can get around, bud. Just a sec. Yeah, buddy. Here you go, bud. You okay now? Yeah, you feel better? Good. Sorry, guys. Yeah, he's okay. He just got sick, and so he came out of here, but he seems to be fine now. You know, just puppy stuff sometimes. He wants his ears rubbed, poor thing. Okay, puppy. You alright? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's this heat. I really think it's doing a number on him, and he's going to, I can't even say the word, Groomer, in an hour. So that will help, too. Yeah. Okay, buddy. No, okay. Hey, Nathan. Oh, wow. Nathan, thank you. That means a lot. That really means a lot. Thank you. Yeah, it's lovely to just sit out here and kind of start the morning, right? And I definitely feel better on days that I do this, whether I'm on live or I'm just doing it, on my own. And just starting the day with being outside, listening to the birds. Obviously, I'm on a screen, but I'm not. I don't know. It's a moment I really appreciate. Are you gonna let me finish writing, or do you just need love now? Yeah, I'm sorry. Your belly hurts. Yeah, I'm sorry. He's such a baby. Yeah, it's okay. Why don't you go inside and cool down? Come on, let's go inside. Go get some ice. Let's get you some ice. Alright, he's attached. This morning's just gonna be done with the dog, apparently. Right? Oh, now you're gonna climb. Okay. Goodness gracious. Okay. Poor baby. Hi, Nana. Good morning, how are you? Hey, Nicole, how are you? Oh, I'm doing well. Doing well, doing well. Thinking about all the things I have to do this week. All the things I'd like to do this week. If anybody, Andy, if you're still there, or if anybody else is, Nathan or anybody else that watches my long form content, I was waiting for some of our regulars to be here, but I'm too excited I can't. I just wanted to tell you guys that I actually ended up talking to Libby, John Paul's mom, over the weekend. Just messaging with her, and it was completely unexpected. I wasn't even looking to find her, let alone reach out to her, but I literally just came across it, and I reached out to her, and she responded, and it was just a really cool conversation. She sent me some photos of John Paul, and honestly, I sobbed when I got the message back from her. I cried when I was messaging her because I had just done the episode about John Paul, and it was just very cool. I asked her, basically told her that if she wanted to say anything or contribute anything to the final episode that I'm going to do, that I would be honored, but that she doesn't have to. And so I don't know if she's going to or not, but she sent in some photos and just had some really sweet things to say, and I'm just really grateful. I was very excited to tell you guys. I couldn't believe it. There's something else. I had some crazy string of synchronicities this weekend, on Friday specifically, which was very weird. So on Friday, like I said, this weekend I went back for a family holiday, or family wedding, and whenever I go back, the first stop I make is to see my grandmother, because I want to see her before I'm around other people, just to minimize germs and anything, because she's my grandma. So I went to go see her, and my family lives in a different time zone, so we're off by an hour. And at one point I'm sitting in my grandma's living room, and I looked up at the clock, and it was 2:22 p.m. And I was like, interesting. And I just kind of like noted it in my head. I don't think I even said anything to anyone. And then a while later, we made to leave, and we got in the car, and we're pulling out, and I looked at the clock in my car, and it was 2:22, and I was like, for a minute, confused as to how that could have happened, and then I remembered we're an hour off, so it was now an hour later, and it was 3:22 where I was, but because of my car clock not being reset, I saw 2:22 again the next time I looked at the clock, and I was like, oh wow, that's like really wild. And it was a really emotional moment because I always cry when I separate from my grandma. I love her very much, and I don't see her very often, and she's such a crier too. So all emotional. I see 2:22 again, and it kind of thankfully paused the emotions because I was so surprised for a second. And then I was on the way to my father's house, and when I got there and I walked up the stairs, and he lives close to her, and I walked up the stairs and I looked at the clock, it was 3:33, and I was kind of floored that I saw all three of those in just over an hour. Like between actual 2:22 and 3:33, I saw three synchronicities of the same, basically kind of the same thing. It was just really crazy. And then I saw 3:33 again the next day, which was interesting. But Friday, it was so astonishing because it just happened so quickly. And like I've told you guys before, I see synchronicities all the time. And it got to a point where I stopped. I always make note of them because I feel like they're a gift from the universe for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why, but I stopped telling other people when I see them or jotting them down or like paying so much attention to them because I see them so often. But yet Friday still really stood out to me. I don't think I see them all the time, but I didn't realize until just then that I don't see them a lot when I'm back in my hometown. So it just really stuck out. I don't know. I'm probably making, a mountain out of a molehill, but it was just curious. Hey, Cashley. Thank you. It's good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, so that's just me talking about synchronicities. It was just interesting. I was excited to tell you guys. We're always talking about that kind of stuff. And I feel like there was something else. Oh, and Andy, you'll have to tell me. I don't know if anyone else is here from my last live, which was like 4 days ago, I think, where I don't know how my brain got into it, but I asked the difference between coincidence, serendipity, and synchronicity, and we were kind of talking about that a bit. And on my way home yesterday, in the car, we were looking for podcasts to listen to, and I've never listened to Whitley Strieber's Dreamland before, but we came across it, and I decided to listen to it, and I picked an episode as of yesterday that was like 3 days ago, same day as the live that I asked about this, and literally in the first few minutes of the episode, they started basically saying that they were going to talk about the differences between coincidences, serendipity, and synchronicities. And I was so floored because I swear, I gotta double check, but I swear it was the same day that I was talking about it. And what a coincidence, right? That I would literally use those three words and ask that question, which I've never directly even thought what the difference of those three things were until that moment. And then to find out that a podcast came out the same day with the same topic. I mean, everyone's talking about this stuff right now, but it just, again, felt very cool. It was a lot of little weird things like that this weekend. I don't know. Just interesting. Just had to share. Oh, thanks, Cashley. I really appreciate that. That's the goal, man. I really want to just create a place where people feel comfortable to hang out, and sometimes we can sit in silence and listen to the birds, and sometimes you guys hear me chat about random things, but the goal is definitely to be a relaxing and peaceful place. good how that happens. I know, it's very, very cool. That's awesome, Cashley. That's very cool. Mr. All the Way. I don't typically talk about my location too much. I know it's like, it's kind of dumb because it's probably not a big deal. And I've always been a big city girl, but I've just had some weird, I don't like the stalker word, but I've had some weird situations, so I don't talk a lot about my location. It's also probably not like terribly hard to figure out, but I still just don't like to talk about it too much. Yes, I know. Monkey teeth. I'm so glad you said that. So that's the reason I never listened to Dreamland before because I didn't know how I felt about Strieber. Like I wasn't. I still am not sure how I feel about him. I used to listen to Coast to Coast. I loved listening to Art Bell's voice. Even if I didn't believe like half the stuff they would talk about, I could still just like listen to Art Bell talk all the time. And I have mixed feelings about Whitley too. I really do. This was the first time I'd ever listened to his podcast, and I listened to 1.5 episodes. The first episode I listened to was actually about Elvis, which was interesting, and then I started the second episode, which is the one where they started talking about synchronicities and coincidences, etc. And I haven't finished that. It was only like 10 minutes in. But I'm with you. I'm not saying I'm pro Strieber. I was listening to the podcast though. You know what I mean? I'm like that with several people. Like I'm not a Rogan person, but if there is the right guest on Rogan, I'll listen. Or Jesse Michaels, I've been listening to him a little less lately, I found, and I'm not exactly sure why. I might just be overwhelmed with the amount of content coming out in like the consciousness space, right? But yeah, I'm with you. I'm not sold on Strieber, but it was still really interesting, and it was just such an interesting coincidence that we were talking about on the same day. Kind of. It's why I'm still calling it a coincidence, because I feel like everyone's talking about these things, but still felt very interesting. Oh, that's great, Cashley. I wish I could do that. I talked about trying to do walks and talks, but again, with location stuff, I don't like to go. Yeah, you know, you get it. Thank you, Mr. All the Way. I appreciate it. It's very kind. I hope you have a wonderful and productive week also. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That's really kind. That means a lot. Thank you. I think you might be the first person to do that. Carmine! Hey girl, welcome back. How was your camping trip? I'm so glad you're okay. Thank you again, Mr. All the Way. That really does mean so much. That's never happened. Carmine, tell me everything. I want to know about your trip. I have about 15-20 minutes before I have to get off to get ready to take the dog to the groomer, but I'm definitely gonna. Oh yeah, so about 15 minutes will round us out to an hour. So That's great. Ah, there's nothing better than having like a break or a vacation and being able to and extending that time. That's so exciting. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so glad you had such a good time in nature and just out. I know. I really miss Art Bell too. There's another podcast YouTuber person that I talk about all the time called Siwa Tebow, and he is a big Art Bell fan, and he just did an AI generated Art Bell voice of Art Bell talking about all the stuff going on in like UAP space right now, and I had really mixed feelings about it because I don't love the idea of it feels like we're speaking for people who can't speak for themselves. Like, I don't know, it kind of tripped me out. It wasn't, yeah, even though I love that podcast, and it was good to hear Art Bell's voice, but it was odd. That's awesome, Cashley. Yeah, Jamaica sounds beautiful. I've never been, but I've heard amazing things. Oh, Carmine, I'm sorry that happened. Sometimes those weird aversions of like issues, heat, water, whatever, can make a big difference. Like, what am I trying to say? They're not necessarily trip ruiners. Sometimes they make things more fun or more interesting. Not saying that that happened to you, but I'm glad that it clearly didn't dissuade you too much since you stayed out for an extra couple days. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool though. I I just think it's awesome that you did solo camping for 5 days. You're young and you're female. That's very, very cool. And I'm glad you're back and I'm glad you checked in because I was wondering how long you'd be gone. That's good. Yeah, definitely. I didn't realize that you were in kind of a space meant for campers. That is good. I, funny enough, spent weekend at a camp also for this wedding, but it's a little different. It's not like tent camping. It's more like outdoor living for retirees. Still fun, but still fun to like still outside the whole time, which is nice. Yeah, absolutely. I've been on for a little bit, Carmine. I'm hopping off soon because my dog has to go to the groomer, so I have to go get him all ready and in the car. But I will hopefully be on all week, presuming rain doesn't come in the mornings. So we'll have plenty of time to catch up. I got my next deep dive out since you were gone. I don't know if you've seen that yet. It was very emotional. It was very difficult for me to get, but I got that done, and that was really exciting. And I had a family wedding out of town, which was lovely, but very hot. And they didn't have any Wi-Fi, so I couldn't be on live in the mornings over the weekend. So I'm glad to be back. But really, I think that's about it since you've been gone. Yeah, but things are good. I'm glad to be home. I'm glad to have gotten through the next deep dive. I only have one more before the series finishes and I start branching out, and I am excited and nervous at the same time. I think it's going to be really good. It's just scary to do new things. After I got comfortable with the telepathy tapes deep dives, there was some safety in the fact that I have like a built-in subject with each episode that I was going into. I knew exactly what I was going to do, what I was going to research. Like, okay, I did this episode, so now it's time for this one. And I followed the research of the topic in, the contents of the episode. But now that I only have one left, once I get through that, everything's a possibility, and I get to start picking all of the other topics that I'm interested in. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but you're very kind for saying I look like one of those cool young mothers. I am not a mother, but I'm also not that young, so both things are very kind. It's a good one, I think, Carmine. You'll have to let me know what you think. I like the end of it where I get to jump into some of the other topics, and I start to cry, just the very tail end, and I'm really proud that that's all I got emotional over, considering it was the John Paul episode of, everything. But other than that, things are good. I'm going to finish this page. It's going to be good. Make sure my phone stays out of the sun. It'll be funny when you guys see Monty tomorrow. He's going to be fully shaved, like as short as I can get them to go. He still looks really, really cute shaved, but with this heat, I got to get all of his fur off. He's doing pretty good. He did just get sick a little bit ago, earlier in the live, not on camera, but he came out for a little bit and then needed some mama love because it's upset tummy. But I also think that's kind of part of the heat because he was outside playing. But he's doing good. He'll feel much better after he gets shaved in about 30 minutes. He did really good this weekend though. He was with me, made him stay inside a lot of the time and like periodically come in and out. But he was just happy to be there, which was awesome. Yeah, little baby. But I'm excited for him to get a haircut. He was supposed to get it a month ago and we had to reschedule it, and this was the soonest they could get him back in, so. of those cooling mats, but he doesn't really like it. I don't know why. Um, no, Carmine, you're right. That is how you spell it for Monty. Yep, just like that. And Monkey Teeth. Subs have been a little slow. It's so crazy. I get more subs on live than I do for my long form content. It still surprises me, but I'm okay with it. It just surprises me. I try to do a sub count at the bottom of the descriptions because I'm trying to keep track, but I think it's not been a lot. Like, I gained less than 20 subs since my last, not the long form I just put out last week, but the one before that, I think. And I think almost all of them came from lives. So yeah, like you said, 2 weeks ago I was at 1.2, and right now I'm just at 1.3. So, not super fast. I guess that's, what is that? It's more than, obviously that's more than 100, but, yeah, I guess, Carmen, I didn't realize that many people did YouTube Lives. I just had the idea to do it the one day, and I just really enjoyed it, and I stuck it around, and the more I do it, the more it's taking shape naturally. I'm getting comfortable. People are starting to come across things so that they know, I don't know, that this is the vibe they want or not. Hi, Robin. Hi, welcome. But yeah, it's interesting. It's been really interesting. So yeah, subs have been slow growing, but I also think that's partially because with the long form content, right, that is a specific audience. Like, either you're interested in the telepathy tapes or you're not. And if you are not interested in it, then that entire series I've been doing is not going to be of interest to you. But I think once I start branching out and doing one-off video topics, all relative, to the things that I talk about, I think that'll help draw in new viewers that maybe aren't interested in the telepathy tapes, but maybe they're interested in the double slit experiment, or maybe they're interested in Carl Jung, or maybe they're interested in, I don't know, metaphysics. And so hopefully, as I find my voice talking about these other things, and the goal of the channel is really to come to people with the understanding that I am not an expert. I want to learn alongside everybody. Like, I think that I write in a way of discovery where I feel like you guys can tell when I'm growing and learning in the writing. Like, as I'm writing, I'm like, wait, what if this means this? Wait, what does that mean? Like, that's really the way that my brain's working, and I'm writing as I'm thinking of these things and as they're coming to me. And I hope that there is an audience out there that is okay with the fact that I'm not an expert, but I want to learn, and I want to share what I learn, and I want to be cautious and grounded, but I want to be really open-minded to the possibilities. And I really hope and think it's going to continue to take shape once I get through the series and start to branch out a little bit. And by the time season 2 rolls around, who knows? Like, I very well may do another, just do it again, do another breakdown of each episode of that. But in the interim, it's really important to me that I branch out to other topics and figure out and find my voice in those spaces, if that makes sense. It's kind of the thought. It's exciting, but a little nerve-wracking. We'll see. All right, I'm gonna finish this one. Yeah, no problem, Carmine. I'm getting off too. It's perfect timing. Thank you for jumping in. Thank you for letting us know you're okay. And thank you so much for everyone for being here this morning. I've been off for a couple days and I really missed it. And I never know what to expect with a Monday, but people really turned out. And thank you again for the gift, Mr. All the Way. I don't know if you're still there, but that's the first time anyone's done that. So it really means a lot. I plan to be here tomorrow and hopefully every day this week. As long as it's not raining, I'll be out here. So I'll see y'all soon, okay? Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your week if I don't see ya.